are you?
Pleasure. How are you?
What's up, Jacksonville? How are you? I've been waiting for this for a long time, guys. It's good to see you here. So, when this whole COVID thing started, I told you we would be first. I told you that we would figure out a way to get through this. But to do that, we had to have a place to go. Florida was the leader in getting things open, bringing back sports. You name it. These guys have been very good to us, and we couldn't have done it without the state. There's a lot of people to thank, but let me start with Governor DeSantis, Mayor Curry of Jacksonville, the Executive Director of the Florida State Boxing Commission, Patrick Cunningham, we could not have done it without these guys. They were key to everything, getting things back, getting sports back, but definitely have been key to getting the UFC here. So when we came out here and we did the first show with no fans, I told them, listen, when this thing opens back up and you're ready for fans, we'll come back and we will repay Jacksonville for this favor you did for us. So here we are. I'm going to turn it over to Governor DeSantis.
All right. Thank you, Dana. Welcome to Florida. For those of you who don't live here, we're happy to be hosting this. Very early on in this COVID, that we were told 15 days we needed to slow the spread, but the athletics stopped, all the leagues stopped, and then we got a couple more weeks into it. It was like, wait a minute, are we ever going to do anything again? And Dana White was the one guy that was like, we're fighting. We're going to find a way to do it. And I told Dana, I said, you come to Florida, we will make it happen. And UFC last May was the first sport back with live competition anywhere in the country. And we appreciated it being here. Obviously, thank Mayor Curry for Jacksonville being willing to do it. But, we didn't have the big fans for it yet. And I told Dana, I said, listen, when you guys are ready to come, have the crowd, Florida needs to be the first place to do UFC with all the fans. And to his credit, he said, we will be there in Florida. And so we were waiting to figure out, when was going to make sense. And then they said, we want to do it in April. And we're like, we're welcome. We're open state. We want people to be able to come and make decisions for themselves about what they want to attend and not want to attend. And so this is going to be the first full throttle arena sporting event since COVID hit. Indoor, yeah. Anywhere in the United States. And I think it's fitting. And I just want to say, when we deal with these issues, we want to basically do things, give people information, be safe, all that. But there's a lot of stuff that comes flying at you, particularly from media, social media, all this stuff. And some people don't like to handle that. Dana White goes right into the teeth of that and says, I'm going to do what's right. I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to hold the line. And I think that UFC's better for his courage. And quite frankly, this event is good for Florida. We're happy y'all are going to have a good time. But it's going to be great for people that are watching on TV to see the fans back, to see all this stuff happening. So I just want to give you a warm Florida welcome. We thank you for being here. I'm excited to be here, and I know the mayor is excited to be here. So welcome to Florida. You guys aren't the only one looking to come to this oasis of freedom.
To the band. 2024. Mayor of Jacksonville, ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Curry.
Hey, welcome to Jacksonville, UFC fight fans. It was May of last year when the entire sports world was sleeping. And Dana White had the vision and the courage to say, we can put an event on without fans, but we can do this even though we're going to be criticized. Can we do it in your city? And we did UFC 249 here a year ago. And Dana promised, I'm coming back. I'm coming back, and I'm going to bring you a great night of fights. And he has delivered. He is. And I'll close with this, because this also speaks to what our governor has done for the state of Florida. Dana and I were trading voicemails back in March to talk about putting this event together, and I was at an event, and I answered, I said, apologize for the noise, I'm at a concert. He said, you're at a concert? I freaking love Florida. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you both very much. All right, really appreciate you both. All right, guys, we're going to get the press conference going now. We'll get these fighters out here and get it rolling. Thank you again very much, you guys. We appreciate you. When COVID hit, I knew that we would be able to pull this thing off first. Many people thought that this would be impossible. But my team has worked hard, and we proved that professional sports can come back safely. But we're missing the fans big time. I have been waiting a year for this day. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back.
Stand that dude. When the time comes, I will break his face, man.
This street thug still running his mouth. He had a built-in excuse. Stepping in on 6 days.
We're gonna run it back, so don't worry about it.
I am the welterweight champ for a reason.
Jorge Masvidal's time is here.
That's a born fighter, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna baptize Kamaru Usman in a very violent way.
Valentina Shevchenko, the best in the world.
This woman is an assassin.
She's just that good. Jessica Andrade.
She's got serious power. A real nightmare for anybody.
The first Chinese UFC champion. Zhang Weili. She fights to finish.
She is just this dominant force in this strawweight division.
Namajunas. Dog Rose.
I want to be the best. I want that belt back.
3 UFC title fights coming your way. Present champions. Future Hall of Famers. It does not get any better.
This is a stacked card in front of 15,000 UFC fans. We are back.
Welcome to the UFC 261 press conference from the ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena in anticipation of the spectacular pay-per-view fight card. You, the fans, will be back in attendance with over 15,000 strong, ready to light up Jacksonville, and the Octagon will be electric on Saturday night. 2 of the very best compete for the women's flyweight title. Introducing first, a former UFC champion carving a new path in a new weight class. Here is Brazilian powerhouse Jessica Andrade. And her opponent, the greatest flyweight fighter in UFC history, looking to build on her legacy as one of the sport's true greats, the dominant, the unrivaled 125-pound champion, Valentina Shevchenko. The best 115-pound fighter in the world will be decided in the co-headliner. Another UFC world champion is ready to reclaim gold and reestablish herself as the elite fighter in the strawweight division. Please welcome Thug Rose Namajunas. She faces the reigning and defending strawweight queen. Vicious, nasty, and explosive. The first ever Chinese-born champion in UFC history, and riding the momentum of the greatest female fight in combat sports history. Introducing the 115-pound champion, Magnum Zhang Weili. And in the main event, a born and bred fighter in every sense of the word, owner of some of the most vicious and memorable knockouts in UFC history, this is the one and only baddest MFer in the game, Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. The King of Miami will face one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world today. Chasing greatness as perhaps the greatest 170-pound fighter in history, who's been nothing but dominant in his UFC reign. 17 straight wins, nearly 8 years undefeated. This is Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare, Usman.
All right, who has the first question? John Morgan.
Dana, just before we get to the fights, I just wanted to ask you, I mean, obviously, you know, fans back in the building, it's not often we have the governor and the mayor on stage. Can you just set up what this event means historically for the UFC? I mean, does this feel like a huge moment in history?
Yeah, it's funny because there's been a lot of monumental moments in my career, and this is one of them, you know what I mean? Saturday night's a big night, not only for all the fighters up here and for the UFC and the sport, but I think for sports in general. You know, we showed in the beginning of the pandemic that this could be done safely and it could be done the right way. And now we're showing that you can do it in closed venues and it can be done safe. So yeah. It's a big night on Saturday.
And can you say what it sets up for the rest of the year? I mean, we know we obviously have Houston sold out. We got Vegas sold out in July. I mean, are we good the rest of the year? Are there fight nights back available? What's the plan?
We'll see how this thing plays out. I mean, obviously, as more states start to open up and are welcoming people to come in and sell out arenas, I'm not going to do 20, 30, 60%. If we can go to a place that we can sell out the arena, we'll be there. If we got to keep coming to Florida every weekend, we'll do that too.
Cool. Kamaru, I want to start with you if I could. You know, Jorge's been a big part of the story around your career for the last 8 or 9 months or so. His name gets mentioned a lot with you a lot. So I'm curious in that time, has this fight become personal to you at all?
This guy next to me on the other side is, you know, he's a good fighter. He is a good fighter, not taken very, very seriously.
Thanks, champ. Or if I could for you, clearly the first time, it was a tough assignment, right? A week's notice, around the world, weight cut, all that. But you did get to spend 25 minutes. What did you learn about him in that fight that you can use this time around?
Amen to that. There's a lot of things going into the fight that I thought, you know. I do my math on everybody, and you have like these theories and blueprints, and going in there and being in there at 25 minutes, it makes me know that my math is a lot much sharper. You know, it just, one thing is thinking it in your head, and one thing is feeling the strength level, the endurance, his rhythm, how he moves, how he's thinking, how he reacts to certain situations. So I take that same blueprint, bring it into the next fight, and execute my math. Así mismo. Vamos. Dale.
And Jorge, I was going to ask you, obviously the variable everybody says this time is you got a full training camp, but I'm curious, and you kind of touched on it there, I think, but what does that mean? Is it more than just, hey, he's going to have more cardio, or is it, hey, the approach is going to be entirely different?
Not having to cut 20 pounds in 6 days means a lot to me, you know. Last time, yes, sir, I will be doing that, bringing that title right back to Miami. All the energy I wasted in cutting weight is going to be spent in putting a finish on him.
Nice.
Amen. Yes, sir.
And Jorge, last thing I had for you, and I just want to ask it, it's kind of evident here. I mean, I know all fighters say, hey, once we get in the cage, it's just the octagon and the cage, but fans back in the building, Florida, you seem to thrive under the brightest lights. I mean, is the crowd going to bring you a different kind of energy on fight night?
I mean, you can hear it yourself, you see it yourself. These guys want violence, and let me tell you, they don't cheer for me because I'm so good looking or the food that I eat or nothing. That's not why they cheer for me. They cheer for me because I give everybody their hard-earned money. I come in here to perform and bring the violence that they crave. And that's the only reason why I got all these fans behind me.
But the fans can't fight for you.
I'm going to whoop your ass all by myself. I don't need nobody.
What?
I don't need nobody. I whoop your ass all by myself.
You said that last time. What happened?
Yeah. You know what happened? You rubbed feet with me. I thought you
what
wanted
happened?
to fight.
You said that last time.
You rubbed your feet on mine pretty well. You're pretty good at rubbing my feet, bro.
Really?
Yep.
Face didn't say that.
Let's go. I didn't get the broken nose. You did.
I came in the fight with the broken nose.
Okay, cool. Got it. I want to see what the next list is.
All right. Let's just be honest here. Let's be honest. You got 14 losses in your career, 7 in the UFC. You're 3-3 in your last 6. You are sitting there today because I chose you.
So
I'm coming around the track and you were the first guy I'm about to lap. Period.
Don't lose to this guy. Hey, you just said it, man. Don't lose to this guy.
The first guy I'm about to lap.
Don't lose to this guy. You know, don't lose to this guy. And when you get when you figure it out that we stopped on that rubbing foot technique, you're gonna be in for a long one, man. I'm gonna bust your face up, break more bones than last time.
Word.
Remember this face.
Word.
Word, my brother.
And just quickly, if I could, for Zhang Weili. For Zhang, the build-up to this fight has been really interesting. There's been more political talk than I think I've ever heard in a fight before. Has it taken on any kind of a different meaning for you because of all that?
就是这场比赛的赛前宣传当中，他做出了一些言论跟发言，这会导致你对他这场比赛的态度会有所变化吗？
没有什么变化，我还是会尽我最大的能力去赢得这场比赛。
It won't affect her. She will try her best to win the game.
And just one last question. You know, your title reign has already been very impressive. You beat a number of former champions. So I'm curious, you know, if you win here, what's appealing to you? Is maybe beating Carlos Barza, so you've beaten every strawweight champion. Would that mean something to you? Or maybe a super fight with Valentina, a lot of people have been talking about. What would be most interesting for you?
你在草量级已经击败了很多对手，击败了很多前冠军。然后，如果你在周6赢下比赛之后，下一步会是什么？是击败还剩下的一个冠军那个饼干姐埃斯帕萨，还是说这个同你身边的这个舍普琴科进行一场超级战？
这是一个特别好的问题。我想，等下月我们中国的一个女选手严小楠跟饼干打，然后看他们俩的结果怎么样。
This is a really good question. It depends on the next month. There will be another Chinese fighter, Yan Xiaonan, fighting Carla Esparza. So she will see the outcome.
Go ahead. Who's got the next question?
Hey, Chad Johnson on behalf of Bleach Report. My question is for home team. What's good? Hey, what's that? What they do? Hey, with you having more time to prepare for this fight, was there a different approach that you used to prepare for this one that you have, being that you have more time?
Yeah, we worked on these techniques that'll stop him from rubbing my feet. You know, that was the only thing that I couldn't stop last time. You know, so we'll make sure that there's no feet rubbing this time.
All right. Hey, my next question, and I'm out of here. Obviously, you know, we both from home team, 305, and despite being the underdog, I'm still rocking with you. And I need to hear from your mouth. I need eye contact. Look right at me. I want you to make sure you tell me, I can bet this money and you the lock. You the lock for the fight.
Is that Chad Ochocinco?
Yeah.
Huh?
What's
Is
good?
that Chad? Yeah. What's up, man?
What's up?
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. I'm here, man. If I had your hands, I'd cut mine off. But hey, I just want to, I need to hear from your mouth that you the lock before I put this money on, despite being the underdog.
Let's go, my brother. Hey, man to man, soul to soul. Let's go, man. It's a smart bet.
All right, love.
Can't believe it.
It's a question for Kamaru. Kamaru, right in the post-fight press conference after you fought Jorge the first time, you already said you wanted to run it back. And you said that the reason because of that is you didn't get that finish, you wanted to prove that you could beat him. If you don't finish him this Saturday, will you be satisfied?
Well, it's not about getting the finish. It's the fact that I didn't feel like I satisfied my my athletic career. You know, I come in each and every fight, and I come in because I train very, very hard. I didn't feel like I broke his will. And on Saturday night, once I break his will, absolutely, I'll be satisfied.
Never will.
Are you surprised by the fan reaction today, Kamaru?
No, I'm not surprised. I like it. I'm just glad to have the fans back. I like it. Whether they're booing, whether they cheer, I've been through, let's look at the Covington fight. It doesn't matter to me. I'm a professional, so I go in and I do my job each and every time.
A question for Masvidal. Jorge, I see the BMF belt is on the table. I was wondering, is that on the line in this fight?
You got to be a BMF to compete for that one, and this dude ain't it, so.
Usman, any thoughts?
On what?
The fact that he's saying the BMF belt is not on the line?
The what?
He says that the belt is not on the line this fight.
What belt? there's 3 belts here, 3 shiny belts here. This is what's important.
I want yours. You're right, man, and I want your belt.
All right, last one for Dana. Dana, I see you up there, you're smiling, you're laughing, you're enjoying the fans. How much does this actually mean to you to finally have this back?
Listen, I've been waiting for this for a long time. It's awesome. And I've been so excited for this Saturday night. I can't wait till this place is full and all these guys walk out of the tunnel on Saturday night. It's going to be good.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, one for Rose. Rose, we know how difficult it is to become a UFC champion, that climb up to doing it. What would it mean to you to achieve that goal twice and reclimb your way back to the belt?
It would mean that I believe that I'm right in what I believe, and that when I do my best, I am the best. It means that if God wants me to be the champion, I'll be the champion.
And for Jessica, you are looking to become the second female to win belts in 2 different divisions. Just talk about what that could mean for your legacy.
Você está em linha para ser a segunda atleta do feminino a conseguir 2 cinturões. O que isso quer dizer para o seu legado?
Acredito que para o meu legado isso é incrível, né? Mais uma conquista, mais uma vitória, sinal de que meu trabalho está sendo bem visto, que eu estou conseguindo fazer grandes lutas dentro do UFC e espero continuar fazendo muito mais legado ainda e vou dar meu melhor no sábado para todos vocês.
Yeah, this Saturday I'm going to do my best for all you guys out there. It's a big chance for me to put a big stamp on my legacy, and not just for mine, but for my whole team and everybody that's been working with me for so long.
And for Valentina, you faced a lot of different challenges in your career. What is the difficulty in fighting an opponent like Jessica, shorter, stockier, very powerful?
It's the same goal, to prove that I'm the best, and that my fan shows the best fight, shows the best technique, shows the best what I can, and this is the same goal what I have all the time, every time. And to prove that I'm real champion for a long time here in flyweight.
And I know you always keep a very close eye on your division. Do you feel like the winner of Lauren Murphy and Joanne Calderwood is next in this weight class?
I don't know. I think you see Dana, he has like a lot of things happening like in his mind. So I don't know. I just keep fighting. I just keep fighting everyone who's like gonna be in front of me. So another challenger in flyweight, that's fine. Something else, someone else, that's fine with me too.
And one for Jorge. You just announced a few minutes ago you're starting your own bare knuckle MMA promotion. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And are you going to ask Dana there for any tips on being a promoter?
I don't think he's going to give those tips out for free. I don't think he'd want to say that. But yeah, it's just bare knuckle. It's what I started in. I'm just looking for the next great street fighter, man, that wants to make it through the ranks and go all the way to professional ranks and follow in the footsteps of Kimbo and me, Nothing too crazy, just pure violence, man. Amen.
And one last one for you, Dana. I know you had said this week that Colby Covington is probably next for the winner of this main event, but if Jorge wins this fight, do you feel like Kamaru probably deserves an immediate rematch given what he's done as champion?
Yeah, people always ask that leading into a fight, what if the long reigning champ wins? I don't know, we got to see how the fight plays out. A lot of things factor into whether another fight gets made. Injuries and personal things, and I don't know, we'll see how Saturday plays out.
What about you, Jorge? I know you said you don't want to end 1-1 with this guy, so do you want to fight Usman again if you win here, or is Colby next?
definitely he gave me a chance, whether we see eye to eye on things or not. He gave me another chance to compete, so I'll definitely give him the chance to compete again.
Question for Rose. I think the narrative in this fight is if you get the fight to the camp right here, straightforward. I think the narrative online is if you get this fight to the canvas, it's your fight to win. So I'm wondering, when you're watching Weili fight, like her last fight was predominantly stand-up against Joanna. Have you been impressed with any of the grappling she's displayed in any of her fights?
Yeah, I think she has a lot of submission finishes in her earlier fights. So yes, she's very well-rounded.
And then in terms of her striking, how do you think her power and her skills inside the octagon compared to some of the high-level strikers you faced?
Compared to other people, I don't know. I guess all that matters is how it's going to be compared to me, and I hit really hard.
All right, and then off of that, question for Weili. Similar question. What do you make of Rose's striking skills inside the octagon?
你如何评价罗斯的站立技术？
他的站立技术很好，很快，然后又他的那个身高比我高，臂展又比我长。但是我愿意用站立跟他打，没问题。
Yes, Rose is a very good striker. She has a height advantage and reach advantage, but I'm willing to strike with her.
And a question for Jessica. Valentina is obviously one of the more dominant champions in the UFC. What do you think her previous opponents have done wrong that you know you can do inside the octagon?
A Valentina é uma campeã super dominante, né? E o que você viu nas performances dos outros atletas? O que você acha que eles fizeram de errado que você pode fazer certo lutando com ela?
Bom, eu sou uma adversária muito dura. Eu sei qual é o meu potencial dentro do octógono, o que eu posso fazer. E eu acredito que a maioria das lutadoras tiveram muito respeito com a Valentina, até por conta da história dela e a forma que ela é dominante dentro do octógono. Mas isso é uma coisa que eu não tenho dentro de mim. E eu sou a lutadora que vai pra cima, que encara o leão de frente. E é isso que eu vou fazer no sábado. Eu vou ir pra cima, eu vou encarar. Eu respeito a Valentina aqui fora, mas lá dentro é cada um por si e eu vou dar o meu melhor.
You know, a lot of opponents getting there with Valentina and they're already respecting her way too much. They might be afraid of her because of her history and everything that she's done. And as much respect that I have for her outside, once the door closes, there will be no respect. I'm going to be in her face the entire time, and you can expect 5 rounds of pressure. I believe in myself, I know my potential, and I know that I can make it a fight.
And then Valentina, your response to that?
You know, every time I'm saying, like, what you think before the fight, it's one. But exactly when the door is closed, it's totally different. Totally different power, totally different feeling. And yeah, having respect, it's good. But like, you know, there is no, I will go for dominant. I will dominate this fight, and because this is my mindset. I was training for this all the time. So I know for sure that if I will see the whole, where I can finish the fight, definitely I will do it.
Thank you.
Question for Dana here. Dana, with all these states opening and coming to Florida, Texas, and then Nevada, is there any update for UFC 263 where Moreno and Figueiredo fighting?
Do we know where yet?
Yeah.
Is that what you had? No. Listen, we're looking at possible Arizona right now. You know, they're opening up, but I don't know. We'll see how this all goes over the next several months.
And
I mean, these fights that we're doing are probably going to determine.
And we're seeing all these cards with 3 title or even 2 5-rounders. Are they staying as the main event? And how is that important for the flyweights, right, to having this big pay-per-view with Brandon and Davidson?
Yeah, no, it's a big deal for the division and obviously for them too, coming off, you know, one of the contenders for Fight of the Year. So, yeah, I don't know. I wish I knew the answers to those things, but we'll see.
Thank you. And para Jorge, esto no es Miami, pero ¿cómo te sientes de estar en casa en Florida?
Me encanta estar en Florida. El mismo público de Miami estoy seguro que va a manejar aquí o llegar en avión. So, es un honor nomás que yo pueda invitar el primer evento a capacidad completa en Florida. So, donde fuera en Jacksonville, Miami, donde sea, el honor es todo mío. No puedo estar más orgulloso.
Pediste 6 semanas, más allá de no cortar, ¿qué tan intensas fueron estas 6 semanas o todo el campamento? Lucha, boxeo, ¿qué fue lo más importante para ti?
Lo mismo de todos los días, luchar, entrenar, pelear, hacer la dieta, estar en buena condición y el peso, estoy bien hace semanas, ahora no me falta la fiesta mía, el cumpleaños mío.
Para Valentina finalmente...
Sí, señor.
Para Valentina, finalmente, Valentina, ¿tienes una meta de defensas de tu cinturón? La gente sigue pidiendo a Amanda, pero sé que ella no está interesada. ¿Tienes una meta de decir cuántas veces quieres defender el cinturón mosca y después tal vez pensar en 135, aunque no sea con Amanda?
Quiero defender mi cinturón lo más veces que puedo. Y no depende de Amanda, interesada, no interesada. Yo creo que sí, claro que sí, ella no es interesada y tiene razón porque no quiere perder su cinturón, ¿sí? Pero lo más importante que esto es mi peso, 125 libras, este es mi peso donde yo estoy muy cómoda, me siento muy bien, muy fuerte y sí, esto es mi meta principal, defender mi cinturón de 125 lo más veces que pueda.
Thank you, guys.
Shmo, you're the last guy. Fire
All
away,
right,
buddy.
let's start with Game Brad Masvidal. You get your hand raised Saturday evening.
When?
Which belt goes on your waist first, the welterweight championship belt or the BMF belt?
Simultaneously, both on each arm.
Champ Kamaru Usman, what would you say is the most underrated component of your dominant reign as welterweight champion?
I would say, as far as Masvidal is concerned, he seems to think it's my striking. So I would say my striking.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you, champ. Sure.
He said striking. Striking is the most
Striking.
underrated.
All right, let's go to Jessica Andrade. Great haircut, you look great. You fought Bull, the champs. You fought Weili and you fought Valentina. Who's got the edge?
Primeiro, muito bacana o seu cabelo, igual dele. E entre as duas que você já enfrentou, né, a Rose e a Weili, quem você acha que vai ter a vantagem amanhã?
Olha, com a Weili eu não tive muita chance de saber como era o jogo dela, né? Foi uma luta muito rápida, mas a Rose eu tenho certeza que vai sair com essa vitória. É uma adversária muito dura, tem um queixo muito duro, aguenta muito, então para mim a Rose leva essa vitória.
Yeah, I've been with both of them in there, but to be real honest, with Weili, I didn't really get a chance to figure out, how good she is and what she does. It was really quick. But I've been there with Rose for a long time, and I know she's one of the best in the world, and she has everything that she would need to win this fight.
Last question for Weili, the champ. Do you anticipate a tougher matchup than your fight of the year matchup with Joanna?
他问你觉得这场比赛会不会比跟乔安娜打的比赛更激烈？
我觉得有可能会更激烈，因为我觉得Rose她很强，然后我觉得我们是两个武者之间的对抗。
It might be tougher than the fight with Joanna because Rose is a true martial artist.
Good, Shmo? Thanks. Listen, thank you, everybody. We'll see you at the weigh-ins, and then we'll see you Saturday night. We appreciate you, Florida. We're going to get this stuff out of here and square these guys off for photo ops.